Welcome to another episode of NaytonTech. Today we're going to be going over my Logitech G602 wireless gaming mouse. A couple specs on this mouse. It is wireless. It does have 11 100% programmable buttons on it. It has an endurance mode and it has a performance mode. Takes two AA batteries, which are included. It does have the option for only running one battery, which gives you the ability to change the weight of the mouse for preference. It does have adjustable DPI, which is 100% programmable, and you can change it anytime in-game from 250 DPI up to 2500 DPI. Let's take a look at the mouse itself. It has right click, left click, center scroll with button there. This button here gives you endurance is to the back, performance is to the front. There is an LED right underneath here. Let me turn this on here. I'll show you that. Green when it's in endurance mode. Changes to blue when it's in performance mode, and then it will flash a cyanish color if the batteries are low. It does not keep that LED on for very long. I have never really had a reason to run it in performance mode. All the games I always run in endurance mode. I haven't noticed any difference. These two buttons here, the two gray ones, which are labeled as G10 and G11, those will change your DPI. This is default up, default down. There are three LEDs right here. I believe they were green if I remember correctly. They might change to blue when you're in performance mode, and they will count up as you up or down depending on where you're at on your DPI. There are 6 buttons here. Let's see if I can get in a little bit closer, that are labeled G4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 100% programmable. I like using these. You can use just about anything. I mean, cut, copy, paste. You can use it in game. I've always set up like this G4 button. I've set up as my F key for kind of like my action button, open doors, melee, stuff like that. So it's nice to have this sometimes on your mouse where you don't have to take your hands off the WASD buttons on your keyboard. Underside, it's actually got some pretty nice pads. There are 6 of them. Your on-off switch. I'm actually going to switch this off. Inside the cover, you got the 2 AA's, and if you'll notice, both of these go the same direction. So it allows you to actually remove one of them, and I'll actually show you guys this. And it will still turn on and function perfectly fine. Oh, here's your blue, and you can change. Get this. So this would be the lowest setting, next up, and so on. Works perfectly fine with one battery. It will obviously reduce the amount of time that you can use the mouse before having to change the battery, but it's nice that it at least gives you that option. It does have a little bit of, with the 2 batteries in the back, it does have a little bit of weight. So when I lift it, I usually use my thumb and my pinky with this one. See if I can get this in screen here, but it will, when I lift it, it wants to just lift the front. The back actually stays on my mouse pad. If I do take that off or take one of the batteries out, it wants to lift up a lot easier. It's a little more balanced. So personal preference there, definitely check that out and see what works best for you. In the software, it's a lot like the G13. You can pretty much, your middle click, your right click, left click, all of these, you can program 100%, just like the G13. So you don't have to use the right click as right click. You can use it for whatever you want. I don't think the only thing that's not adjustable is the actual scroll wheel for scrolling. There is another tab on here that has where you can add and change your DPI. So when you hit your DPI up or DPI down, it can jump to the next setting that you want. So if you want to go from 1000 to 1200 and then to 2000 and higher or whatever, you can make bigger jumps. You don't have to do whatever is set by default from Logitech. You can change that as well. And I'll throw up a screenshot of that so you guys can see it. That's pretty much it with this mouse. I do wish they would have put a little bit more grip here. This is more of a hard textured plastic. All the way around on this side as well. I wish they would have made this a little more of a rubberish type feel, kind of like right here. Would have gave me just a little bit more grip when having to lift up the mouse. I feel like sometimes I have to grip it a little harder than normal, just because of not necessarily the weight of the mouse, but just because my fingers want to slip off of it, especially if they're sweaty or whatnot when you've been playing for a while. So that's about my only gripe with the mouse, which you play with it long enough, you just learn your hand just learns to adjust to it. Thanks for watching this mini episode covering the Logitech G602 mouse, and we'll see you in episode 3 when we cover the Logitech G910 keyboard.